Okay, so to wrap up here with Thopter gifts, I actually played out my other 2 rounds, won them. So it puts me at 4-1 in the league with this deck, plus the one loss was to the clock, which I think that like if I wasn't recording at the same time and everything, I would have been okay. Um, the deck's interesting. I think that it could use tweaks. Overall, the core is really good right now. I'm pretty impressed with what it's doing. It's possible you want another Engineer Explosives of the 75. I definitely want the second Verdict in the main deck to be a not a card not named Supreme Verdict. Probably Wrath of God, and then you sideboard into Day of Judgment instead of the extra Wrath, so you can gifts for the stack. I want a Snapcaster Mage in the main deck to flash back various things and make better gifts piles. I want a 2-drop interactive spell, but I don't know what it is, and I don't want it to be Journey to Nowhere. Um, it can't be a permanent. It has to be a spell. I guess it could be Runed Halo. But I don't. I think a Runed Halo in the deck would not be terrible. Like a Runed Halo to KO Valak would be pretty sweet. Something I didn't note in the first cover of this was that a lot of, there's one negate, there's Blessed Alliance, there's Celestial Persian. That's because you can tutor for 2 drops with Muddle the Mixture. So that's pretty cool. I get there's not a Rest in Peace because you don't want to Rest in Peace out your own, stuff that you're doing. Like I said, I kind of want to try Neil Spellbomb instead of Relic. Um, I think there's a lot of room to improve this list. I think a lot of it has to do with figuring out how to make your gifts piles and muddle targets a little bit better. You don't want to go too deep with them. You still want your deck to be just like, I draw my cards and they're good, but just that added little value to give you a little more flexibility, I think would be a huge upgrade. Um, I also wouldn't mind trying the deck with like 2 swords, 2 Thopters, but then you have to add more artifacts. So I guess if you're doing that, that's how you can fit in the second EE. Also, if you're going down that road, you're going to be more likely to EU for 2 earlier anyway, so you want to cut Thopters so you don't have them on the battlefield to start. Yeah, I think this is promising. Oh, get that timely reinforcements out of the main deck. That feels like a Moto thing where you play against Burn a million rounds and then you need them all. Yeah, I like this deck. I've been liking the blue decks a lot in Modern lately, and I don't know why. It's kind of funny. Um, I don't know why they're better than Obzon or anything like that. Maybe I just haven't played a lot of Obzon lately, and maybe the deck's just delightful. But yeah, I can get behind this, and I think that's just kind of interesting that there's been so many variants of blue decks that I've played in Modern lately that I've liked, um, and they aren't even all doing the same thing. They just all feel like good decks now, and maybe that's just like how Modern is now. Maybe just everyone has a good deck, and everything's awesome, and you should feel great about every deck you play, which probably a good sign for the format. Oh man, I want to put this in more decks too. This card's just great.